is destroyed and several others were threatened. We have team coverage on the fire. We'll start first with Local News 8's Emily Villa. Emily, what's the very latest on there? Is the fire out yet?
No, Dan, it really isn't. In fact, it's actually picking up. The way this building is constructed, a lot of these apartments are a ring on the outside. So we've seen a lot of fresh black smoke and flames coming out the top as those outer ring of apartments start to burn. Now, we are in Old Town Pocatello. This is the Monarch building on Center Street. The fire was called in at 6:37 this morning. There's 12 apartments. They were quickly evacuated. Fortunately, nobody was hurt, and all of the animals also got out as well. They're being put up at the Thunderbird Hotel at this point. Crews do say this is a total loss. They began their attack with foam both on the inside and outside. Then they realized that first floor collapsed and they quickly got out. So at this point, for the last several hours, they've only been able to fight this from the outside. So let's bring in Local News 8's Chris Cole. Chris has been talking with both the building owner as well as some of the residents here. Chris, it's so devastating. What is some of the reaction?
Well, there's obviously a lot of tears. We've seen a lot of upset people as they've lost everything. There was the Pegasus bookstore and a tattoo shop downstairs. They've completely lost everything, not to mention the apartments upstairs. They've just lost it. And so I talked with one of the owners. It's owned by 3 different people. There's lots of tears here, but there's lots of emotion and mostly shock. Just listen to what he has to say.
They said that more than likely it'll come down before the end of the day, that there's probably an 80% chance that the building will implode or collapse. So I'm just at this point hoping that, the surrounding buildings is what they're trying to protect right now, just keep the fire from spreading.
Now, as Emily said, we have the residents are being put up in the Thunderbird Motel. There are no injuries. Everybody got out safe. One man did have to take the fire escape, but we're just so grateful everybody's okay.
And one of the other things here is power did have to be cut all throughout the block, and that included the Center Street underpass. So as they dumped all of that water onto the building, that started to flood down into the underpass. So they've manually been pumping water out of the underpass as well as the Paris building next door. As of right now, that's the only damage to neighboring buildings. Crews say there isn't a threat, but with these flames picking up, they say it's likely to burn all throughout the rest of the day and into the evening. We'll be following this throughout the day. Chris is covering this and will be live for us later on today. We'll send it back over to you, Dan.
All right, thanks so much, guys. Great job. All right, if you're planning